I feel for Mahindra because what do they do now? Because obviously they need to find a driver. Obviously they've got Nick Heidfeld. That makes sense to finish off the season. You've got Sam De Jong as well, who's obviously another driver that's part of the Mahindra program who filled in. It wasn't Nick Heidfeld that filled in for the Race at Home Challenge. It was Sam De Jong. So they could go for that. But what do you think they're going to do for the rest of the season? Who they might field and going forward, who might jump into Wehrlein's seat?
I think that for the rest of this season, if I were to choose who to go in there, I would say that it would be Heidfeld or Sam de Jong. I think they're both they're both Mahindra drivers, and so it makes sense to go for them. And it also eradicates the hassle of trying to get another driver if out of their contract if they still already have a contract for the rest of the season. Um, and so yeah, it would make sense to field one of those two drivers for the final couple of races, however many races that we do have when the season resumes, and then for season seven, sign someone because I don't think they'll sign Nick Heidfeld again because um because I think Nick's almost 45 or something now, so
I don't know if he's that old, but he's pretty old.
yeah. Um, but and Sam De Jong, I'm not sure if they want to keep him as a reserve driver. I don't think that he would get promoted. I think that they'd go for someone else. I know that someone in our Formula E Zone chat room on Discord, if you want to join there. I know someone on there. Links in the description, by the way, guys. I know that someone on there is pushing Daniel Apt. I don't think Daniel Apt will be on the grid in season seven. I think he may return. I think he may have a drive for season eight, but I think it might still be a bit too early for season seven. Um, I I touted Oliver Turvey last night though. I think if Mahindra shove a contract in front of him, he might make the move from Neo to Mahindra. But at the moment, as this is so recent, I still don't really know what's going to happen.
For me, that like Oliver Toga, I was literally about to say his name because I know we've hinted at it, right? And we're trying to say that he's not happy at Neo, which is probably a lie, right? But we interviewed him recently, and he was talking about that loyalty to Neo Turvey, and but you could tell in his voice, right? Like when you interview Turvey, he's a happy chap, right? But on the subject of Neo and his loyalty and his future, it just didn't sound like he was happy, if that makes sense. Like I was on the phone to him and I was like, this doesn't sound like Oliver. This doesn't sound like what Oliver would say. So whether or not he's in a position where maybe I don't know his contract, but maybe this is his last season. Let's speculate that this might be his last contracted year. He's been at I don't know how his contract works, but if he is thinking of, my contract's up at the end of the season, like I could jump into that Mahindra, what is available. And I think this might stir some drivers who might not be happy in their seat in Formula E and then move into other seats and actually try and, grab. Because now there's got a couple of seats available. You've got the Audi seat, you've got Mahindra's seat, and if someone leaves from one team to another, then obviously other seats become available. So obviously, I think Turvey. I think if you were going to go with someone in Formula E who might be easy to persuade to jump ship, I think Oliver would be the one because I think he's spent 3 seasons now at the back of the field and he shouldn't be spending 3 seasons at the back of the field. So possibly he's the one. Honestly, I don't know. It opens. The thing is with Formula E, there's so many drivers, Jack. So many drivers want to get into this series, one way or the other. So basically, Mahindra have an open market in who they can choose, right? They can choose the best driver who comes to them. It could be an ex F1 driver, it could be a F2 driver that's, Luca Giotto, for example. It could be anyone.
Yeah. I think in terms of XF1 drivers, we won't be seeing Sebastian Vettel in Formula E anytime soon. But yeah, no, it Mahindra can just choose anyone that comes to them, and so yeah, I think it does make it rather exciting because if they go for the best option they can, then it improves the caliber of the field again. I can't see any of the other F1 drivers over like the last few years dropping out. Oh, actually, no. Sergei Sorokin might be an idea because he did the test in Marrakesh, I think, and
Yep.
so maybe that might be an idea for Sergei to get the seat.
No, definitely. As I said, the options are endless for Mahindra.